Lights, COVID, action. Oh, she's in so much trouble today. How much trouble are you in?
As big as the world.
You're in big trouble.
Sometimes I'm not in much trouble, like as big as my belly button, but this time...
So, as you know, those of you who have been following...
these are the COVID Chronicles.
These are the COVID Chronicles, episode 43 or 44. Can't remember. So, Charlotte came to visit, and we visited the new baby a week ago about...
Lenny May.
And then after that, we got into this conversation. Joe said, well, since they're sending Charlotte to daycare, I guess we won't be seeing Charlotte anytime soon.
I don't think I put it quite like that. I think I said, what are we going to do?
And then I was kind of getting used to the idea that, okay, well, for a while we're not going to be, seeing anybody else. Joe and Alan, we've been reading stories about people who got COVID. Some got it serious and recovered. And we've been reading about people from almost any age group. I just read one the other day. It was a 20-year-old person died, So it can happen. It's rare, but it can happen. And then what I've been most interested in is reading about the doctors who are thinking this is not just a lung thing, this is a blood thing, which it happens in the lungs first, but really it happens to your whole body in a different form because it's an actual vascular illness or whatever. And some people who recover have really, the battle's not over, it's, serious. So anyway, that's where Joe and I have been talking, and stay away from people, I like the idea because, like I would say, I've survived skydiving stuff, motorcycling stuff, scuba diving stuff, car accident stuff. I've survived a lot of crap, blunt force trauma stuff, and I don't want to get taken out by a virus that I can avoid. So, I think we're on the same page. So anyway, suddenly today, Joe says, I'm going to go see the new baby. Going to go visit Charlotte. And I'm like, wait a minute. We had these conversations. Joe says, no.
Oh, look, I'm sick already.
Joe says, no, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to get within 6 feet. I'm just going to take them some food, and I'll just look at them, and I won't
I'm going to visit outside.
I'll be outside, and I won't be near anybody.
Won't even hold the baby.
What happened when you got there?
I opened the door, and Charlotte jumped into my arms.
And then what happened?
And then I said to Andrea, don't tell Alan. Okay? I was here. I didn't hold the baby. And Charlotte and I played outside.
You held the baby?
Of course I did. And Charlotte took me immediately onto their little deck.
Yeah.
I said, and I played outside with Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the last thing that Joe said to me when she was leaving, we had this big kind of uproar. She said, no, I won't be near anybody. I won't be touching anybody. I'll be 6 feet away from people at all times. You don't have to worry about that. I'm just delivering food.
And I'm going to be outside playing with Charlotte.
You left the house knowing full well you were lying. You were being Donald Trump.
Yes, I was.
You were having a Donald Trump moment.
Yes.
And you know what we think about that?
We don't like
it's
it.
It's nose flicking time.
Listen, have you lied to me about a COVID situation? Don't justify it.
I didn't lie to you. Wait, I didn't lie to you aware that at the moment I was saying that I was lying.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
He went to Quebec City. He couldn't get a hotel room. He decided, in a moment of utter exhaustion, he would stay with his friend in Quebec City without calling me to see if that was okay, because we had a plan that he wouldn't be anywhere near his friend. They would visit outside, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stay with my friend. Doesn't tell me. He tells me he's at an Airbnb.
Yep.
He lied to me.
But that I confessed.
Yes, you did.
But I didn't set out to... I didn't go out the door on the way to Quebec City. I'm going to stay there with my friend. I didn't do that, which is what you did today.
It wasn't premeditated, what you did.
Yeah, yours was premeditated.
Yes, it was.
Like Donald Trump, and you need to just take a long walk off a short cliff. Or no, tall cliff.
And then I push him ahead of me. You fall just as fast no matter what your weight, right?
More or less.
I was thinking if I could just be on top of him, he could break my fall. Anyway, It's okay with Alan if we never see any of my family again. That is okay with him.
We can see them. We just don't get close to them.
I can't do that. I have my genes have been passed on to these people.
Yeah, there you go. So why don't you just get a little grandma hutch over there?
This is my grandma house.
And stay there.
You need to get a trailer. I'm going to buy him a trailer. I'm going to rent a trailer.
This is my house.
My house.
You're Charlotte's grandmother. You should have a doghouse over there that you stay in.
The deed is in whose name?
Not your name.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It isn't in your name.
It's in my former name.
It's in your former name.
It has nothing Alan Ralston on it.
It's not in either of our names because it's not in either of our legal names.
I have proof on a divorce paper and on a marriage certificate.
But it's not in your name.
Nope.
There you go.
Well, we don't have a house then.
And we've been both living in it for a long time. So we're squatters. I don't know how long you have to be a squatter before you own it.
I don't know. Mortgage is paid. What are they going to do?
Mortgage is paid, that's right. Anyway, so Joe's in the doghouse.
So
She's in the cat poop bin.
We have, these are COVID, not conundrums.
Crises.
Confusions.
It's not confusion when you conspire.
Conspirations.
COVID conspirations.
I don't think that's a word. Do
COVID
other people,
constipations.
Do other people have these problems?
Well, this is partly, I think, why. Now, we are, I guess, factually, according to the stats, which I don't even really understand, Ottawa's doing well, depending what word you're looking at. I guess we're looking pretty well. But I don't like the uncertainty of it all. Well, because this is what we were thinking, and we talked about this, that Charlotte went off to daycare.
Yeah,
well,
but
that means Charlotte's exposed to who knows who, families and friends and whatever, because we don't know. Hang on, stop. Let me finish. So we didn't know who Charlotte was hanging out with. We just knew she was going to daycare. So Joe and I, and before Joe went there today, she didn't know any different. She thought Charlotte was in a daycare with a whole bunch of other kids, and who knows what those kids' families were doing. We didn't know. And to the moon, Alice. Anyway.
What did I find
That's
out?
what we... Now we found out that Charlotte's with a select group of people that... one other kid is the kid she visited when the new baby was born.
Yeah.
And then two other kids are the friends, and then one other kid. There's 5 kids total.
Yes.
In this daycare. It's like a home daycare, but that's not what I was told. Well, Charlotte's going back to daycare. So anyway, lack of clear-cut information, which I asked Joe to get, and Joe refused to get it. She said, if you want to know something, you call them and ask them. And I know when I'm doing that I'm supposed to be very careful not to upset Andrea's mom.
I wouldn't say this on the... You be careful what you say.
I'm not supposed to upset Andrea. You said. Anyway, I'm supposed to be careful not to upset Andrea.
Yeah. Or me.
So I wasn't... I never did get all the information I wanted to get.
Will we never have Charlotte here again? Because he gets so much pleasure. I get to talk now. He has so much pleasure out of playing with Charlotte. And he said, I don't care if we never see anyone again. That might be what has to happen.
We had
Andrew
talked...
said, doesn't he like people? I don't think he likes people. I don't think he wants to come here.
We had talked about appropriate preventative measures, being informed.
And then make a window with your hands. Make a window. And you know what I did with the appropriate measures?
Anyway.
I threw them out the window.
I'm going to go see a previous episode about wife in waiting. I want to meet the wife in waiting now. I want the little fuchsia book to come out. And I want to...
You know, if it's a Baha'i wife,
trade you in.
She have a huge family. Do you think she's going to go with, I'm not going to see anyone again? Ooh. What are you going to do
the
then?
number one rule, do what the man says.
You think another woman's going to do that?
You don't do it. That's why I'm trading you in.
But you won't find a younger one won't do it.
I don't want a younger one.
You want an older one than me?
Oh, yes. One with the original values.